you try to get close to it. That was very strong. I felt that was really that influenced me a lot. This sort of thought and feeling.
Alice?
Yeah, it is different to any other movie I ever did to work with Terrence. He gives us he gave us so much freedom during the whole shooting. Also, he chooses angles and lenses so wide so you can actually have the whole stage for you. You can do whatever. He would never say something like other directors saying, I don't believe this, can you play it more emotionally, all these kind of things he's not doing. He's looking for a truthful moment or an interesting moment also for boring moments, for normal moments. As an actor you always want to do a situation more interesting than it actually is. And it is true. It's what we do. And when you have a take with a durance of, let's say, 30 minutes, you act in the first 10, and then you come to a point where you say to yourself, okay, maybe I'm gonna do the harvest, or maybe I go out on the field, and then you come to a point where maybe I don't know anything anymore. Maybe I'm just sitting and look at the valley, and boom, this is the moment that Terry looks for. So he gets what he wants or what he's looking for through a very patient and never demanding but questioning and curious way of directing. I never had something like that.
Lady with the yellow jacket over there.
Hi, congratulations. Really enjoyed the film. My name's Alicia. I'm from the Daily Mail in London. And you both said that the film is about small choices people make, about how they can change things around them, whether it will actually affect the world or not. And a lot of people feel the same way about voting, and they think their vote won't make a difference. Will you both be voting in the European elections? And if so, why do you think that's important?
It is important. It is very important. It is actually time a little bit to stand up against all this right-wing development in whole Europe. It is going a very wrong way. But we have all our private choices to make and how to handle this, and how our voice counts, each voice, I think. But still, this is something also very personal and very private. And in our movie it shows that somebody he's never thinking, I have to change the world. There is a certain moment where he says, we have to resist evil. And this is, you can look at this sentence as a very religious thing, but it is actually the most simple thing you can say. It is, I remember this moment, we had this scene where we had training, and as a soldier you're asked to step or take a bayonet and kill someone, even when it's a puppet still. It comes, I think that was the moment where Franz Jägerstätter was saying, well, I don't do that. And this is so important, like the simplicity of seeing what is wrong and what is right. It works actually between us very well. I see also, like Terry said, that many times, actually the good between people is much bigger than all the evil things, but it's not so loud. It's not yelling. It's like we getting all well along with each other. Like we making like a festival like this, or it's so many beautiful things actually. And then still we see so many things in the news getting bigger and bigger, of all the catastrophes and all the things that are happening, the terrorism, the attacks, and we're all getting more and more in this corner where we say, well, we can't do anything against this. This is our world, but it isn't. It's not our world. It is something that is very loud and very powerful, but it's smaller than the other things.
I think we got a question from Monsieur Simon over there. Oh.
Oh.
No, allez-y. Allez-y, je reviens vers vous après.
My name is Christel Haas from ZDF German Television. I have a question about the person you're playing. Because Franz Jägerstätter had several opportunities or offers to get out of this situation, and he had to decide. Was there a moment when you personally were thinking, what would I have done?
Yeah, this is a main question, I think, especially for all Germans, but also in the whole world. It's like that, what would I have done? This we know when we're in this situation, I think. But to Franz Jägerstätter, I think there were steps. Like first you have a feeling, I don't do this. And then people are offering you, well, you can serve in a hospital. But then this feeling creates a thought and goes deeper. And then you say, well, I don't want to serve anything of this. I don't want to be part in any way of this. And even when people come, well, you're going to help people in a hospital, but then you're still supporting something, a war or like something, and you're part of it. And then people are saying you're already part of it because you're in a prison and you're shining their shoes and you're making sandbags for them. And you're getting, I think, more and more quiet and silent. And at the end, when the judge is asking, are you judging me? It's just saying, no, I don't judge anyone. It's just, I don't do what I think is wrong. That's all. So there are steps in this development, I think, of this decision. It's not from the start that he says, okay, no, I have to resist evil. It's yeah.
Michel, c'est à vous.
Michel Simon, Positive Magazine. Well, thank you for this great film, masterpiece, I would say. I have a double question, which is more for information. We know that Terry Malick is very linked to the transcendentalists, to Henry David Thoreau and civic disobedience and Emerson, all this kind of American philosophy. That's my first question. Did you speak? Did he speak to you about them, to read whatever, Walden or books like that? And the second question is the irony that he translated Heidegger into English, that he wrote about Heidegger, and Heidegger never said no.
Oh yeah. Yeah, good question. I don't know. Yeah, that's life. Yeah, I was asking Terry very early, I remember, what should I read? And he said, I don't know, what would you? And I said, maybe the Bible? He said, yeah, that's good. But then he was also giving me philosophical texts, and it went on and went bigger and bigger, and from a certain point I said, are these lines I'm supposed to say? And then, no, he said, it's in you. This is something we should have in this movie in a certain way, not speaking out, but like these are interesting thoughts for us here. So I know also his approach and his philosophical interests, and yeah, the Heidegger story is I never saw that, but it's you made a point here. It's interesting.
Valerie, did he give you some stuff to read or?
No, I also asked him, but he never gave me philosophical things to read. It was more in our conversations, I think that we would, and it was never like, I never had the feeling he was like, it was never we were having a philosophical discussion or something. It really was, it was not intellectual. It came from a different place. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. Any question over there?
August, hello, Daniel Kodenschulte from Federocha. Congratulations on this wonderful performance. My question is, everybody seems to be envious about your time you spent with this great master. And since you are one of the actors that I would expect to pick up directing themselves one day, I wonder if this idea came to you, and I wonder if your attitude towards filmmaking and how we produce films, especially in Germany, has changed, because isn't it wonderful that such a personal film can be made in an industry? Shouldn't we maybe make more personal films like this, change our system towards that direction? Thank you.
Yeah, this is something that I was thinking often during the whole shooting. First, that it's so interesting how everybody is making movies, but so differently, in such a different way. And this is a huge luxury to get close to that. yeah, and I think the more we open up to a personality and his way of making a movie, it used to be always like that. In the older times, Fellini or Tarkovsky or whatever, they were all doing movies in their way of making movies, and Terrence as well, but everybody actually today. And if we saying no, a movie making should be like this and that, then we don't have these people anymore. So yeah, I'm very, very happy that this still exists, and this goes very much also to the producers, of course, and to the people who gave room for this.
I felt it was quite eye-opening to realize, oh, you know, shooting doesn't have to always have this very strict schedule, and you can actually just be there with a cinematographer, with the director and yourself on a field and shoot. And it's like, you know, the easiness of it. I mean, I know, to the producers, I know it was hard for you in the background, I know. I think at some point somebody told me, yeah, it feels like 5 friends are making a film for you, but for us,